have you seen anything like that?
All right, we're on. Welcome to the swing of it. How much of that did we get? I don't know how much. We're just currently doing, so before you start every podcast, you have to do a clap to make sure that you can sync the sound up to the rest of it. And Joel has said that he's got the loudest clap.
Confirmed. It's 100%. No two ways about it.
So what we're going to do here, this is great visual and great audio. Jaden's going to close his eyes over there. You're going to hear 3 claps, and you're going to say which is the loudest. All right.
Can I just say real quickly, the point of the clap is you have to keep flat hands. Like your hands have to be like this.
Yeah, but that's not what we're doing anymore. We're just doing we're doing the loudest clap.
All right, loudest clap.
Right, close your eyes, Jaden.
Close.
All right, you ready? That's clap 1. Clap 2. Clap 3. What was the loudest clap?
Clap 3.
No.
Yes. Clap 3 wins. All right, that's right.
He just likes you better. That's all that is.
He had his eyes closed. Unequivocal. Welcome
start.
back to the swing of it. What a great start. Here we are. We've just come off a major championship, and here we are talking about clapping really loud. Lots to get through today. Obviously, Scottie Scheffler's the best in the world, so that guy just is boring. It's not fun to watch because he just wins everything. You had to pull out of a. We'll get to that. You were not here last week.
No.
You're back now. Heaps is going on. How have we all been? First of all, I think we should check in with our resident butcher. How are you going, mate?
Not good. Yeah, I'd say not good is the overall outcome.
Not good because you lost the clap off.
Yeah, I'm not happy about that. No, so obviously had to pull out of club champs. So literally the last time I walked outside was last week when we recorded this podcast, and this is the next time that I've come outside. So had surgery on the Wednesday, and just have lost a week.
Devastating.
So unfortunately had to pull out of club champs.
Well, you would have watched every bit of the golf on the weekend then.
I watched the final 2 days because the first 2 days, mate,
You still couldn't do it.
not
fair enough.
So audio, I sound okay. Visually, cooked.
See, it's
not a good look.
Not as bad as I thought.
Not as bad as
Yeah.
with the beard and the moustache. Like the photos that I saw of your Instagram the coming days, that looked quite funny.
Not good.
Nah, you were very swollen in the face.
So for anybody that's listening and not watching, I don't have a front tooth, and I was wishing there was.
Whereabouts? Can you yell at that?
You want to see?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're not seeing?
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, like actually missing a front tooth. So, and then bone taken out of the jaw, swelling everywhere, stitches all through the roof of my mouth. Just
Perfect.
not good. So I wanted to play club champs. I really did. And I was going to do anything it would have taken to play. I had so many people message me saying like, you're piss weak, like, pathetic, just harden up.
Fair enough.
But man, top 3 worst experiences in my life so far is what happened last week.
Really?
Yep. Really bad. And it gets worse because I now know the results of the club champions.
I was going to ask that.
Yep.
What'd you need?
I need to win A grade net. I needed to shoot a 73 net.
Oh, it's doable.
All I needed was to shoot 10 over.
It's doable.
And I win. 10 over or less gets me A grade net.
What did the A grade net winner get? Nothing?
Probably nothing.
Yeah,
Find
perfect.
out.
Doesn't matter. I'll find out.
Strips
Find
and
out.
balls.
Yeah, high five. That'd be unreal.
Yeah.
So I thought it's actually a pretty good idea. I'm going to do a video on my YouTube.
Of what you would have shot.
It's the final round of club champs off the tips at Kwinana Golf Club. If I shoot 10 or less,
I would have
win.
won.
And I think that's a good enough argument to put forward to the club captain.
Yep.
And if I do win it, I'll ask the greenkeepers the day before to put all the pins in the same spots.
Oh, going to go all out.
100% going to go all out, mate. And this is, if I do it, I'm 100% going to put it to the board and ask if I can...
Do you know
if
the
you
guy
won
that won?
nothing, if they won nothing, what are you going to ask the board for? Nothing.
like a little bit more than nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know the guy that won it?
I don't actually, mate. No.
we should get him. We should call
To be
him.
fair, he shot like a 64 net to win it on the last day.
God.
Yeah, so
Came
he
out
sort of
of
come out of nowhere. Yeah. And I don't care. I'll take it off him.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
I approve. How many more do you need for that to be a tick of approval?
Yeah,
I'm
no,
on.
One, two.
Yep, you got 2 here.
we got what we
Three.
need.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, that's
three out
three,
of
that's
3
fair
ticks. Yeah.
So a tough weekend for you.
Yeah, not good, man. And to be honest, I thought even on like the Saturday afternoon, if there was, like when you're calling sick to work when you're younger and it's like you're actually not that sick and you think, I probably could have gone to work. This was 100%. I'm glad I didn't go.
I couldn't do this.
I couldn't go. Yeah.
Couldn't go to golf. That's like a whole new level of sickness.
Yeah. I can't remember the last time I pulled out on golf for being sick, but I haven't been.
Yeah.
I've been injured before and been like, I just can't walk, so I can't play.
Yep. So yeah, pretty much lost a week, lost clubbies. Still haven't had a drink. Obviously, I don't think I could even stomach a beer at the moment. But pretty much nothing has happened in the last week. Yeah.
What about yourself? Good to see you. You're back.
Yeah, family was a bit sick last week.
That's all right, mate. Things family first, obviously.
I know. And then I've been in Karratha. So I went to.
What are you doing up there?
I went to Karratha to coach at the Karratha.
Stinking hot up there.
It's 26 degrees,
Oh.
light breeze.
Oh, beautiful.
Perfect.
It's actually a time to probably go to Karratha if you want to go to Karratha.
Yeah.
Going up there in 3 weeks?
Nope.
No, I am.
What for?
Oh, you are? Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to the Pro-Am.
Oh, beautiful.
Yep.
Anyways, chopper.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, indoor golf centre. Did 2 days there. Had a Q&A one night. People bought tickets to talk to me.
Did they really?
It was pretty busy.
How many
What
did you
were
have
your
in
two
there?
favourite questions that you got asked?
Yeah.
A lot of questions about Rick Shields, like what's he really like?
Yeah.
Some questions about the podcast, asking what happened to the first episode, which of course I
You had to tell them.
told him everything.
Yeah, obviously.
I
Good.
said the full word as well when I told
Did you really?
someone recorded it.
Yeah. Sent it through to
I
someone.
commented on that, and then I went back to see if anyone liked my comment.
Okay.
Gone.
God, yeah. We had to delete
Deleted the video.
I said some choice words because they weren't around.
Yeah, that's fair.
Um,
And that's fair enough.
Mate, and then on the last day, a quick 9 at Karratha Golf Club, which
Beautiful.
is grass greens. I thought it was sand.
Yeah.
I had all these members telling me I got to play this moose hole,
The moose hole.
because it's the hole you make a 10 on. And
You know what a moose is? A moose head? When you got that?
The antlers
okay.
on top.
Yeah.
Yep.
this dead straight par 5, and Karratha gets bloody windy. Bad all the way, left and right.
Yep.
Just got to... And if I didn't know about it, I still would have stood on the tee and gone, "Oh, this is
That's
pretty tough."
a
But
scary looking hole.
the fact that they told me, I was just like, "Here it comes,
Yeah.
and stood on the tee and went, "Oh!" But I birdied it.
Oh,
Did you?
Yeah.
okay.
You're a
2
player.
on, 2 on, 5 on, chipped on.
You've shot the moose and chopped one antler off.
I didn't. I kept him play off the tee with the 2 on, but it's fine.
Ah,
That's
chicken
funny.
stick.
Yeah.
The chicken stick.
Well, if I could only hit at 220, I'd probably hit driver as well.
Yeah, hammer.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like once you finish the hole, there's somewhere you can stand and put your head inside a moose hole and say I had a 10 on the
That's what
moose.
that
hole.
I
photo
like
was.
that.
Okay.
Very cool. Yeah, you're gonna have
So
fun.
what'd you
Take
shoot?
some balls.
What'd you shoot?
Oh,
over?
we only played 9 holes. I think it was like 1 over or something.
It's one
Bit
over.
windy.
That's
Take
fair.
some balls. So
Yeah,
play?
well, we're going to be playing in a Pro-Am, so it's like, I'm guessing it's the Ambrose event. Like you play Ambrose. Hey?
nah,
Isn't it?
no,
2-day event.
2 day.
2 days
I reckon
And it's
it'll
not
be-
Ambrose.
It'll be something
2
like you
days
get to
drive.
take the pros drive and play your, which is
Stafford.
pro. Yeah,
That's Ambrose, mate, because he's driving it better than you.
All I know
Oh, actually, you hit a
is
big ball.
all I know is I'm getting practice in for the John Daly.
Yeah, the John Daly Classic.
I'm
We're getting close, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a bit far off still, but we're
So,
getting
yeah,
close.
we need 5,000 subs on
YouTube. I think
so
we're at
make sure you get that.
1,600 or
would
something.
have
at
to
the
be
moment.
the quickest Perth golf specific podcast YouTube subscriber count.
that
very
releases
niche.
their videos
That's
on
very-
Thursday.
morning.
Very
I would
niche
say we
fastest
would be the
growing.
top 5.
I've got no actual metric on this, but I feel like we are comfortably the fastest growing golf podcast YouTube of all time
in Perth.
Yeah.
in Perth.
Definitely this month.
Certainly
When you start
in
off with claps, like how do you compete with that?
yeah,
Good stuff
pretty
I
loud.
haven't signed out before, before we actually get into
Pretty
the
loud
golf.
claps. Just some housekeeping before we continue. We just did mention the the John Daly Classic. That's for 5,000 subscribers when we get there on YouTube. We're on the way. We are on YouTube, by the way. This is an audio and a visual platform, so feel free to go and subscribe there, the swing of it. We also have our own website where you can send in your swing videos, you can send in submissions, you can send in emails. We have been flooded.
That's at
good.
theswingofit.com.au.
Swingofit.com.au. Yep. We have been flooded. So Jaden has palmed them off to me. Well, I've asked for them. I've been reading, I've been listening, I've got fines, I've got everything that's been sent through. I listened through to 18 voicemails, and I don't know if you've just got heaps of mates, but there are a lot of guys that are just making fun of you.
Me? Oh, brilliant.
So there's a bit of that in there. Like,
I'd hope, at this point, I don't expect anybody to say anything nice or like,
yeah, well, you're not expecting anything, but I'm just thinking
Yeah.
like that. I hope that they're your friends.
What they're saying.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, geez, like I hope
will
that's a mate of Joel's because that's a pretty weird thing to just ask
oh,
him.
God, okay, yeah.
Like, this one's not going to get recorded, but it was like, oh, hey, Joel, considering you're no good at golf, do you prefer playing or filming? And I'm like, oh, geez, okay, that's pretty funny.
I'll probably prefer filming
yeah.
just to answer that bloke's question. Yeah.
Anyway, so we've had lots of them. We've got some swing videos we're going to get to later, but we are launching as of, I think it's live right now. We've got our own Patreon.
Yeah, you have to explain what Patreon means because me and Joel.
Yeah, so Patreon, and now we're going to have a little tally here, or maybe a little counter who gets patron and Patreon wrong. So Patreon is what it's called. the platform, and anyone who signs up is called a patron. So what that does is it just gives them behind the scenes content, gives them more. They can, I think it's if you sign up, you throw in your keys in the fishbowl and you're becoming a swinger.
Oh,
So it's $10, an extra $10 a month, or $10 a month to become a swinger. You get early access to this. You're going to get Q&As with us. You're going to get for access to merch when it comes out. You're going to get all things that otherwise you don't get if you're just an everyday listener, which we still love and we appreciate.
Ad-free listening.
Ad-free listening's
that's
another
the
thing
one.
you're going to
Yeah, I
get.
heard,
Yep, if you're a swinger. So there's plenty of stuff that you get additionally. $10 a month. It's a pint of Guinness at Kwinana.
$10.60 for a pint of Guinness at Kwinana, so even cheaper.
Even cheaper than a pint of Guinness at Kwinana.
$16 in Karratha.
$16?
Was it really?
Nah.
And Irish pub, amazing. Went to a different pub, and something about the glass being a bit dirty and the smell.
Oh.
You know when it's just like,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyway, so cheaper than that. Cheaper than a shit pint of Guinness and cheaper than the Kwinana pint of Guinness.
What was the $16 pint like? Was it all right, though?
The one at the Irish pub.
Yeah.
was
spot
that the $16 pint?
on. Yeah, they all were. Yeah,
All
both
16.
places.
Yeah.
If you split the G, you got a shirt that said, I split the G. Absolute panic stations once I heard there was something on the
Did
line.
you go greedy boy?
I went short of the green the first time, and then I nearly hit it onto the next tee box the next time around.
no,
I was
it's
just-
gone long.
I went greedy boy.
What a tremendous marketing strategy.
It's one of the
Just
best.
like...
You go again. You're like,
of course.
damn it, give me
you
a
go,
shirt,
now I've got to
bang.
have another pint.
We need to come
And
up
you
with-
also drink your first 1/3 of your pint in one sip.
We need to come up with some sort of marketing strategy for that, for the Patreon. It's like if you can pay that exact amount of $10 within a certain time frame.
Yeah. We'll have every week we'll have a certain time that if you send an email at that exact time, you get it for free or something.
Yeah.
And we're going to change the time every week.
So what's in it? We're going to do a question.
So
Q&A.
we'll do a Q&A. We're going to have a comment section that's only to Patreon patrons. I got it wrong already.
Yep.
Only to patrons that they can comment on. We'll do a separate little pod. We'll answer those questions.
They can send in. I think one of the things we spoke about was they can send in their swing and actually get
A
professional
little bit of
advice.
analysis.
So I'm happy to take that on board.
You can
and do
take that one on board. Yep.
Yeah.
Wait, so I'm working.
Yeah. We are
No, I told
also.
you I'll do it, mate.
We are also. There is a golf day in the works, not at the moment, but it's going to be in a little bit, and you guys are going to have first crack at that if you're a patron. So plenty to jump on there. Anyway, that's some housekeeping. The other bit of housekeeping is a couple of weeks ago I started up my swear jar. I have said a few S's and a few F's, a few shits and fucks.
Oh no.
Don't make me laugh, man. You're going to split me stitches.
So there's a couple of bucks in there. So I get away with that. But anyway, I'm
You're good on the
trying.
last one. I did listen.
Yeah.
Last week was
I
good.
think one, maybe.
I had let a couple fly. I was just shooting from the barrel for a bit there, shooting from the hip. I've also had a couple of people message me and telling me to continue to swear. So
Oh, no.
I'm really getting some mixed signals.
I think when you just when you bring home a sentence with a good swear, I think
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
textbook.
Golf
That's
brings
great.
it out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly does. I reckon it'll be actually up to you two. If you catch me in a swear and you think, geez, that was good, I get to take $1 out.
Oh, yeah. Big fan.
Only if it's
Okay.
a good one. Like if
Yeah.
it added something in your opinion,
okay.
if it added
Yeah.
something.
Big fan of that. Yeah.
Can't just be letting them fly, but if it's really, if I can emphasize something with just a big old, yeah. Anyway, we'll get there. Okay, let's talk about golf.
Nah.
What we're here to
I want to talk about your hat. That's a nice
Oh, a
hat.
beautiful hat.
Yep.
So, oh boy, look at this. So the Wild Swing Golf have sent me last week. I was wearing the Cali Polo. This is the Cali 2.0. And I'm all about free merch here. So if you
Are
want to
they
send it to
in
me, fantastic.
Bustleton?
They are in Bustleton.
Yeah.
He's up next week.
Okay.
But I'm not. I'm unavailable. He's only out for a couple of days, and I've got footy training, so I can't play golf with him. But the boys down there have this is a Cali 2.0. It's a bit thicker than the Cali, so it's a winter garment.
Oh.
So it's a bit more. It's a bit warmer,
nice.
but I think it is just a tremendous look.
I got the Clutch and Co hat on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tommy Tyson.
And Chopper, what are you wearing today?
I'm wearing the soft pink.
You've mixed it up again.
Oh yeah.
I seen a comment the other day, or I think on our YouTube, saying Chopper continuing to wear that uniform on what is a majorly audio-based format is still one of the most underrated jokes in history. And honestly,
Quite funny now. that you
credit
mention
to
it.
you. Yeah. It's very
I'm
funny.
too far into it now to change.
Have you got more of those hats? How many hats?
This is new.
Oh.
So the old one, the buckle at the back snapped. So this is a new one.
nice.
Yeah, I need some more. I've actually got some shirts coming out. Some
People
different
haven't
ones.
made comment about the new hat, which you were slightly worried that people might.
Notice that
Notice
it's
the
different.
difference.
massive.
I think it's just the
I
exact
think it looks the
same.
exact
Is it?
same. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Sounds smart.
So I'm wearing the I'm wearing Wild Swing Golf. You're wearing your Ron Chopper apparel, and you're wearing Clutch and Co with a black shirt.
Yep.
Beautiful. Anyway, let's talk actual golf now because we've just come off another major championship. We spoke about it last week. It felt like this just came up out of nowhere. Like heaps of fanfare for the Masters. How good's this? First of the year. Everyone's excited. And then you blink and it's like, oh, the PGA's on.
I feel like the Masters, the build-up for that as well, like their social media, it ruins everything else.
The Masters app, best app ever.
The Open is going to be insane.
Unbelievable.
But these middle two, it's like, meh.
But even like when it started, the intro music was like some trumpet. I was like, yeah. And then the commentator's like, I don't know who this is. That annoying bloke that complains about everything, the Chambly.
Oh, there goes the towel. That'll be fine. And we also didn't have you last week. So we were sitting there and the first thing was like, it's a major, isn't it? Like, we're pretty sure this is a major.
And neither of us were certain enough to put our lives on it. Like,
pretty sure this is a major. How much of it did we watch?
I don't reckon I watched any. That's how much I rate that.
I knew that I wanted to watch it, and I tuned in and did watch a little bit. So I'm across a little bit of what happened.
I watched half of Saturday and all of Sunday. Got up early to watch the whole the whole thing. Yeah. Well, by then, like the payment's starting to wear off. Plus, by like 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm like up, awake.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I watched the final round. I don't know. Once again, it brings back my argument that I said in like episode 2. When Tiger was this dominant, it must have been boring. It must have been the most boring.
He reacted to shots though.
Yeah, I get it.
He was going at flags, and old mate just goes middle of the green.
Scottie is a robot.
He is, yeah, absolutely. Tiger was like sideways. You're like, oh, he's blown it. Under a tree, up, stiff, birdies it. Like, what the hell happened there?
I want to put a pin in that, and I want to come back to that exciting parts of winning a competition. But anyways, we'll continue with Scheffler. Even at the end where we messaged, like he throws his hat on the ground and stuff. It's like it was so forced. That's not him. That's not how he reacts.
He's very much, and I know you won't speak about it, but I will. He's loves his family, he loves golf, and he loves Jesus. And that's him. It's like, unless the Holy Spirit just comes out of him, he's just going to be tee box to green to clubhouse, sign the card, I won another trophy, sweet.
Yeah.
He's just very good. His feet do weird things, and he's all over the place with that. But, like, the ball never leaves the middle. He never shows any real frustration. Like, even the mud ball, were you across the mud ball thing on day one?
I saw that stuff, yeah.
So, hit this ball, for those who didn't watch, it was a little bit wet earlier in the week at Quail Hollow. He's hit this ball middle of the fairway. It's like it's landed and it's got this big sort of mud patch on the top. And like, I don't know if anyone's across Pokemon, but it looked like a little Bulbasaur. Like he had the ball there and then it had like its little onion bit of mud on top. He's then been like, can I clean it? But they made it a statement at the start of the week that said there is no preferred lies. So they'd obviously spoken about it and then come to the agreement that it's not going to be that. He's then hit this ball. It's hooked left into the water on 16. He's had a double bogey. He was asked about it after the round and he said, the only time I'm going to say anything like this, it's frustrating to be penalised for something and have over 72 holes, you need to have everything go your way and it's annoying to have luck taken or to have something taken out of your hands just because of a bad luck. Like this, I can't control that golf ball. I don't know what it's going to do because it's got mud all over it.
Yeah.
And then Rory a few people chimed in on it. It happened a couple of other times.
Shane Lowry spat it.
He spat chips. It's like,
spat it.
Which I've seen a lot of people say that it's a disgrace and, you know, someone like him smashing his club into the ground and it's not a good look for golf and he's a big crybaby and that sort of thing, including me that said, I hate when people throw clubs and it's not a good look for golf. What he did, I think is 100% acceptable.
Yeah, I agree.
For what happened to him, like just rolling in someone else's pitch mark, yeah.
Yep.
Well, you'd hope they show a bit of passion. That's like what golf misses. It's like someone actually caring, getting unlucky, spitting it. You're like, yes, that's a human reaction to something.
He walks up to a ball, knows it's embedded, essentially, and knows exactly what's about to happen. And that happens, and he can't prevent it, even though it's preventable. Yeah, he probably should have hit the ground like 6 more times just to really. Except Wyndham Clark throwing his driver. Did you see this?
No. Oh, actually, I did see the driver snap in the end.
Wyndham Clark, I'm fairly certain Wyndham Clark, full on hit his drive, takes off down the 16th. He then launches it back. It hits the sponsors guarding around in the back, goes through it, snapped his driver, nearly hits a volunteer. Bad. Not a good look.
No, not a good look on the clock. Not a good
this
look.
one was actually not bad by the sound of it.
Yeah, you should have watched it.
Yeah, it was.
It just begs the question. So, like, to compare this to other sports. So, for anyone who is it? I mean, we've got heaps of US listeners, which is awesome.
Do we?
Yeah, we got plenty of people on YouTube and in America listening to this.
Unreal.
So you wouldn't understand football for it, but for our Australian audience, AFL. Imagine this: you've taken a mark 30 meters out straight in front. The towel's dropped. You're taking it, mark. You've got a set shot 30 meters out straight in front. For American football, it's like you're kicking a field goal. And then imagine someone puts a blindfold on you, spins you around 5 times, and then says, go. That's what it's like when you're either in a divot, you're embedded in the green fairway, or you got mud all over your ball after taking a mark or being in a position. You've done everything right, and you're penalised for no reason. It's a ludicrous rule that it hasn't changed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, I just don't get you have to hit it in the fairway.
It should just be preferred lies
Everywhere in the fairway.
That's the only way you can get around it. Because even saying you're in a divot, what's a divot? Like that would just cause another argument.
Preferred lies if you hit the fairway within 30 centimetres, no closer to the hole, you should be able to pick it up, clean your ball, put it down wherever you want.
Yeah.
I just think that's...
Agreed.
I can't believe the golf hasn't gone that way yet.
Yeah. I heard a very interesting comment about the PGA tournament itself, saying that it should be moved around. That's the one to get it back to being one of the majors. It should be 1 year. It should be played in Australia, and then it should move to another country. Americans get 3 majors, and then one goes to
everywhere
else.
That's a very good argument, actually.
The PGA needs a bit of a kick up the butt.
Yep.
That particular tournament. If it was in Australia, imagine that absolutely packed out.
Oh, imagine if they had a watering hole at the major.
Well, speaking of majors and Australia, the Aussie Open.
Yep.
Rory
McIlroy's coming. We can't say. Are we going to really give this any airtime, or because we all know where it's being played?
Oh,
well,
anyway, let's talk about it. Rory. So anyway, and as we park the PGA Championship, Scottie Scheffler wins by 5. Unbelievable. Well done, Scottie. Rory sucked in. You can't win the.
Oh,
you can't. No, I'm back off Rory. No.
Yeah, same.
I'm back off him.
Not a fan.
No, he was good. But anyway, continuing on Rory.
Royal Melbourne hosting the Australian Open.
Yep.
Rory McIlroy is coming down. Confirmed.
Yeah,
locked
confirmed. Unbelievable.
I think potentially locked in for 2 years, but at least locked in for this year.
wow.
Yep.
Yeah.
When is it? Because we might be able to go to
I think is it November-ish? We probably should check the dates.
Yeah, we haven't done any research once again. I've already seen people buy tickets. Like they've already pre-purchased tickets because he's going. Like that's just crazy.
Yeah, seen someone said, me and my son are booked in tickets to go. Like surely, can we somehow figure out a way to get there?
Yeah, I think we'll figure out a way to get there.
Imagine doing that.
Yeah.
Podcast.
Will they let us through the front gate?
If we buy a ticket.
Oh.
Yeah, if we buy a ticket, we are 100% in.
Yeah.
I think we do that. That'd be great.
I won't wear this shirt. I'll give it a miss.
Just smart.
You should wear that.
Yeah, I will wear it. Stuff them.
You should wear that. No, it'll be unbelievable. It'll be great for Australian golf to have someone like that coming. I remember going to President's Cup at Kingston Heath. I want to say like
That would have been cool.
Late 2000s, early maybe 2007 or 8.
When they had the chance.
Yeah, but it was when Tiger was there.
Oh, yeah.
Tiger came. It was President's Cup, Kingston Heath, and he would have had like 10,000 people walking next. It was just. I was probably 9 or 10, and it was just the coolest thing ever. And you're like, you can't see this. The 4th, there it is, 4th to the 7th of December.
Oh, lovely.
Rory McIlroy confirms. I think we're a chance to.
Well, we head over to that, and then we go straight up to the Jack afterwards. Jack Newton.
Get divorced when we get there. Get home.
Pardon?
Get divorced when we get home.
Yeah, perfect.
Probably before we go, and then we stay longer.
Right around Christmas time. Beautiful. No, we'll find a way to get to that. But yeah, it was Tiger at Kingston Heath, and it was just like he just had this aura about him, and there's thousands of people watching him, and like obviously Rory's not to that extent, but for Australian golf to have someone like that coming, that'll be a packed house. Yeah, that'll be really really cool to go.
It probably couldn't be too much bigger.
Like even if Scheffler said he was coming, no. Rory is the
he's the
pool
card.
of golf, I reckon.
Yep.
Right
the
now.
only thing that maybe if for like kids. If Bryson said he was coming.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Because like the YouTube stuff, like that would be pretty big for kids, I reckon.
Didn't go to Live Adelaide this year, but I would love to have seen the numbers that tracked DeChambeau.
Yeah, versus anyone else.
I'm sure they would have, like, he would have had a bigger crowd than like Cam Smith this year, surely. Do you reckon at Live? Anyone that went to Live, feel free to comment.
Yeah, I didn't go.
How do you not want to go see a guy hit it 400 metres?
Yeah, that's the cool part.
Yep.
Like Rory hits bombs too, doesn't he?
Yep.
Anyway,
longer. I think I've seen the stats. I think DeChambeau was like 7th or 8th for longest average drive over the major. I think
Crazy
Rory
that.
had him tipped and everything. Yeah, it's crazy that
They
he's
all hit it a long way. They just, maybe Bryson just showed off how far he can really go.
yeah.
Probably.
So you think he's always going to be the top, but they all hit us so far. It's ridiculous.
Yep.
Yeah.
I got a hot take
Go for it.
Right.
I like hot takes.
On what?
Nah, I'm done with Rory.
Oh.
On putters. Right?
Got a hot take on putters.
I don't think.
We are the golf podcast for you.
Yeah.
We've got a hot take on putters.
If you want to listen to experts,
yeah, exactly. If you
go
wanna listen
somewhere
to
else.
experts,
What are you doing here?
We're experts. Butcher
I
chat
don't
and
think
putters.
a new putter is shit. I reckon that you can get away with a 15, 20-year-old putter and still putt just as good as a brand new putter. I don't think any technology in a new putter means anything.
You don't reckon it's improved?
No. Oh, not that I don't think it's improved, but I can guarantee you that someone on tour could putt with a 20-year-old putter and still perform good. Great.
Because they're on tour.
Yeah,
Checks
exactly. So what's the point of all these new putters coming out?
So, I mean, yeah, Caddyshack, Judge Smales has old Billy Boy, and just hits this old gold thing that he pulls out of a sock. But
I need to see Caddyshack.
have you not seen
I've never
Caddyshack?
seen it. No.
Oh, Joel.
No.
That's
And
your
you know-
homework.
That is your homework. There.
That's your
Actually, wait
homework.
until you can laugh. It is so funny.
You know what else?
It's my favourite golf movie of all time. Almost, it's my favourite sports movie of all time.
I also got Tin Cup sent to me. Haven't watched it yet, but just need to download it and watch it. Never seen Tin Cup either. Have you seen Tin Cup?
I don't know what Tin Cup
Oh,
is.
mate.
I think
both
that's
of
meant to
you
be-
are doing me head in.
Never seen Tin
What?
Cup.
Tin Cup's great.
Yeah,
How old's Tin Cup?
I think it's 90s.
Yeah.
90s.
Caddyshack's probably early.
You would love it.
Yeah, I will.
He has a crack. That's all he does.
Righto, I'm going to watch that. That'll be my homework for next week. Your homework is to wait until you can laugh again and then watch Caddyshack.
Okay. Yeah.
It is so, it's hilarious.
Putters.
Here we go.
Putters.
PGA average driving distance after 36 holes. DeChambeau.
You know
Yeah,
who's
36 holes.
You know who's the longest driver on tour?
Whom?
Aldrich.
Did you
Aussie
say
boy.
whom?
That's the tooth.
Oh, yeah.
Got stuck.
What a...
Oh no, he's gonna bleed everywhere.
Stop, man.
No,
All right,
Aldrich.
stop laughing.
Aussie boy, Aldrich.
Really?
Yeah,
Good on
Dream
him.
Up member. Longest average drive on tour so
Wow, I
far.
didn't know that. He's a big boy, though.
He's a big boy.
Young kid, like these guys. Like, have you played with Hayden Barron? He hits the ball. I swear he hits the ball like 500 metres.
Yep.
He hits
Not only
just a prodigiously long nurry.
not only have I filmed with wrecked it. Not only have I played with Hayden Barron, you filmed a video. Me and Pepper, my mate,
Yeah.
took him on. 2-ball Ambrose, smoked him, mate.
Did you? Yeah. Piss off, Hayden. He hits a long ball.
Smoke him. It was a bit.
I remember
close to
watching him
smoking.
at a. Can't even remember where I was watching him, but he just
I think we
he
won
hits
the
the ball
last.
an enormous distance. But yeah, kids are hitting it. The young guys coming up are hitting it a long, long way.
Hayden Barron drove a 340-metre ball to the path 4 on the second at Yukon and then dropped the putt for eagle. Drove the green, dropped the putt, 340-something.
What
I
did he
didn't
hit?
even realise
Three-wood?
that was drivable.
Did he hit 3-wood?
Wind was helping.
On what hole? Sorry, at Yukon.
Second hole.
Yeah, it's not a hole. I actually.
368-metre par.
He drove
ball.
that green and putted in an
Drove
eagle.
the green. And I said to him, because
That's the one that's a little slight right. And
Yep.
it's-
Yeah,
bunkers
hard,
surrounded.
right after the long par 3. Yeah, it's not a hole you
He's
think.
driven that.
Drove the green. And I said, because the video was for something unrelated.
What on earth is that all about?
And I was like, oh, we'll just film this until you like drop the putt because he only had like 12 foot. And he's like,
Oh, so that's how you do it on YouTube.
No,
Golf, is
no.
it? Have about 8 takes. Just
I don't make the putt. What are you doing?
Yeah.
it wasn't for you. It was for like a video for
Oh, yeah.
Yukon. Anyways, he goes, I'm a tour player. I'll either make the putt or I won't. I was like, oh, all right.
I like that.
Makes the putt. I was like, oh, God. Like,
With the
guy.
putter, which we go back to
Yeah,
what we
anyway,
were
so
talking
now we're
about.
back.
Sorry.
We do digress. So you don't think any new putter makes a difference?
no, I don't.
It is just a slab of metal at the end of the day, isn't it?
I'll give
Give us an
someone a
actual
lesson.
expert opinion.
I'll give someone a lesson who'll get like a starter kit putter, right? And like the face of it is a piece of plastic.
a
And
mini golf putter.
just like an actual part of a would have spent $800 and they got the putter.
Yep.
Have a putt. The face is like a plastic thing that
Ting.
doesn't feel like it's on right. Ball comes out dead. You're like, oh, okay, you need to go just get something that's just going to help that. And like you probably don't, it's probably not how old it is. It's probably how well it was made because you can get an Odyssey putter from the 90s, the top of the range one back in the 90s. That would be great now.
Yep.
Like it's just the shaft, it sits properly. If that's all still
People
there,
talk
it's gonna
about
work.
the 2-ball or whatever. I
Yeah,
don't know
that
what
was
that is.
massive.
But yeah.
Massive.
And
I
I
didn't
still,
mind that.
I still see people putting with the 2-ball. But so the reason what made me think of this was I took the young fella out at the back of the pro shop at Quinny. They just had like a bin full of like old equipment. I pulled out a tiny little putter, cut the shaft down in half, chucked a grip on it for the young fella. It's only about 3 foot high.
Yep.
Young fella loves it. Down there with him, he cracked it. I said, give me a putt. I'll have a putt with it. Dropped like 5 putts in a row. I was like, hold on a minute. Maybe I game this thing. Like it only comes up to my knee.
And you're just
And I'm over, bang, 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 bang. And then I just started looking at like old putters. And then you just see like all these You see it all the time, like DP World Tour. Oh, I've been using this putter. It was the first putter I ever got, and he's just won some event like on the tour.
To an extent, I think how well it's made is probably the
thing.
It can be old, 20 years old, but if it's like well made, sits properly, loft is correct,
Yep.
and then it's still the driver, the guy at the end of the grip. He's the one that's deciding what's going
not
on.
the actual chief.
No, sorry, I
The
said
user.
the wrong word.
Yeah,
The user, yeah. So a good tradesman never blames his tools, is the saying.
Speaking of putters, I'm getting set a new one.
Oh, yeah.
Are you really? Wow, what do you got?
TaylorMade have brought out. I don't know if I can say. Yeah, okay. They're bringing out a lab, their version of the lab putter.
What about a bit of something for the effort? You know?
Yeah.
Well,
TaylorMade,
when it doesn't work, then if you'd like to take it
Can
off
I
my
have
hands,
your old one?
yeah, you can have a
What are
go.
you going to do? Give that away to someone as well?
Oh, I might hold on
What
to
if
it.
it's
If I
nice?
give it to you, if it doesn't work, then I can always get it back off you if it is work, if I need
Yeah,
it.
if you give it to me, I'm not
Yeah,
giving it
you're
back.
not giving it back.
Oh, it's already on Marketplace.
Yeah, they're making some lab no
Wow.
torque putter. So I got a phone call and asked if I'd have a go
Test
with one.
that
I was
out.
like, yeah,
mate, I would like to.
Brilliant.
So we'll see.
Well, I'm still going my Scottie anyways.
Spider, get your spider back, man.
No, I'm telling you, that's another reason why I don't think like new technology in putters means anything, because I've been using that Spider, putted okay with it. It's probably the best club in the bag other than the driver. And then went to a Scottie, and then so many people said, like, how have you gone from like a mallet to a blade?
Yep.
And putting stats haven't changed.
Yeah. See,
Body is well made though.
yeah.
Well, yeah.
I got a Nike Method, Ryan Ruffles' old one, and he's got lead strips on the bottom, so it feels a bit heavier and it's nice.
Do you feel like a player?
I feel like a proper player, yeah. But before that, I had the Spider, and I can't remember what it feels like to have a mallet putter. I felt like when I had it, I was like, oh, that feels nice. But I can't remember being like, I'm making every putt. I'm still 2 or 3 putting most holes. So it doesn't really matter, I think, what I've got. I need to go to Putt Lab and see that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that dude's name? David or something?
David, yep.
Jeez, I can't remember if I remember that.
Done well.
Done your research.
Yeah, done my research. Just got David's number saved here. I've just been on the phone with him booking a putting lesson. Funny thing happened to one of my mates. I didn't play any golf on the weekend, but I woke up Saturday morning to a message into a group chat at East Perth. We got a guy, just a couple of guys. We've got the Royals, East Perth, the Royal Jacket. It's a tournament that we play. I'm actually the current. Me and a mate of mine, Stan, are our holders. Boys will send in videos when they're practicing throughout the year. And one of the guys, Brad, has sent a video in, and it's just like, yep, just waiting for Bono here on the at the Pines course at Collier Park, and outline this whole thing. So they've teed it up, boys. Yep, 18 holes, Sunday morning. We're playing the Pines. Perfect, no worries. Calls Bono. Bono, where are you, mate? Oh, mate, I'm just at the cafe waiting. Okay, yeah, sweet, I'll meet you there. Walks to the cafe, nowhere to be seen. Mate, where are you? I'm just like playing Collier Park. We're playing the Pines course. Where? Collier Park Pines course. Mate, you said the Pines. I'm at the Vines. So Bono lives 5 minutes from Collier Park, has driven to the Vines course in Ellenbrook.
He's an hour away.
He's an hour away, just waiting. Yeah, mate. Who calls it the Pines first? It's like we're playing Collier Park. Just call it that.
Yeah.
He's just said, yeah, mate, we're playing the Pines. Brilliant. So he's driven out to Ellenbrook. He's sitting there, ends up playing 18 holes by himself out at the Pines. But imagine that. You've driven all the way
Pines
out.
or the Vines?
He's driven the Vines, and he's just
And then
played
he
it by
played
himself.
at the
Yeah.
Vines.
So there were
Okay,
3
yeah.
boys waiting at Collier Park for him, who was at Ellenbrook. A terrible result.
Oh, no.
But that was my only golf story for the week because I didn't play golf. I watched it. I had a good laugh at that in the morning, and then that was pretty much it. And then I watched the PGA Champs. Did you play any golf on the weekend?
Well, I played that 9 holes, but what I found, so this indoor place, people are members of it. They can go in it, whatever. It's open 24/7. They can go in and practice.
It looked
A
alright, that
bit like
joint.
X golf sort of thing.
But it's TrackMan, 4 TrackMan bays. They've got the brand new one that sits on the roof that shows your club coming through. It's like quicker.
Wow.
It's very cool. I had that many conversations with guys where I said, "What's your handicap?" And they said, "Indoor or outdoor."
No.
Well,
Yeah.
Nah.
Don't like this?
Not a fan.
Okay. Well, this is what happened about 5 or 6 times. Outdoor, I'm off about 30. Indoor, I'm off 8. That happened about 6, 7 times.
Have you played indoor golf before? Have you
Yeah. We did a little thing and I was like 3 under.
So I
was like,
agree.
this is way
I
off.
agree with it. I agree that there is a massive difference.
Oh, huge.
So I play off. I'm off 10-ish, 10 anywhere from sort of 9 to 12, depending on the slope rating. I played this tournament at an indoor golf facility, of which name I will not say. Played this indoor golf tournament, and it was like we had the handicapping round to start with, and the staff have come around to us and been like, "Hey, just letting you know, like this won't be probably accurate to your actual handicap. You're going to play a bit better because of X, Y, and Z." And I went out and had 3 under through 9 holes.
Yeah, nah.
you can't physically lose a ball because it's electronic. Like you always have a perfect lie because you're hitting off the ground, and the software will sort of put a percentage on it so it won't go as far. And anything within 2 meters on the green is a putt, a gimme, a concede.
Yep.
It's like, how can you not play well? It's perfect.
Did nearest the pin, it was like 96 meters, and we were trying to hole out. Like we were trying to, like it was, I think it was at Pebble Beach. We were trying to hole out at Pebble Beach, and we were getting really, really close. And then when we went played, I think I was like 95 meters out, and I said to the bloke, I was like, "Oh, this is that shot at Pebble Beach. Hit it, wind got it, missed the green." I was like, "Okay, that's real golf."
Yeah, that's
as it was
real golf.
flying off
Watching
like
going
that,
out
like,
there.
far out.
Yeah, like on a sim, I feel like if you put 10 balls down from 100 meters, 8 or 9 of them are going to hit.
Yeah.
You do that in the real world.
1,
You,
2.
Well, I know I'd probably hit like maybe 4 out of 10
Yeah.
max.
Yeah.
I guess like
The best thing it is for coaching, to get away from playing and just hitting golf balls and seeing all your stats. That's when it's like a game changer. Someone who comes over the top, you can tell them like, "Oh, mate, it's you're swinging 17 degrees left. Change. Whack, mate. Now you're only 2 degrees left." Like that's amazing from a coach's point of view that they can. There's literally stats in front of them.
It's also it is a great way to play golf every day of the year if you want. If it's pissing
Karratha,
down,
it'd be like 40 degrees, 40 plus every day.
and
You'd go
also it's a
inside.
great way to be like to say, because people aren't going to play Pebble Beach, but you can just chuck it on the sim and you're away. You can't play. It's like I think it costs those simulators like a couple of $1 million to have Augusta.
I heard something, whether it's true, but we'll go with it. I'll say it confidently.
Say it confidently.
If you've played Augusta, you're allowed to then get it on your TrackMan.
wow.
Yeah. Don't know if that's true.
But there's also I think there's like Georgia Golf Club or something, which is like
Next door.
yeah.
Oh,
but
like
it's a replica.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but they call it Georgia.
Okay.
So that it can be on. So that's what they have at that Anytime Fairway.
Yeah.
We played the Georgia Golf Club.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is the 12th hole at Augusta.
Yeah.
There you
Hmm.
go. Have we got? So I mentioned off the top that we had heaps of submissions and stuff to get to. Have you got? Let's get some more. Have you got some content that you'd like to throw in there?
Yeah,
you had some show notes.
Yeah, because I love like the hypotheticals.
I love those too.
They are my favourite. And I was like,
They're
what's
also
a good
going
one? I haven't
wild
seen
on
any.
Instagram and TikTok and all the rest of it. So
We've
that
had
helps.
millions and
We had
millions
2
of
million,
views.
1.9 million people view the hole in one story.
Yeah.
And we've had like 600,000 look at the.
The hypothetical, the 500,000 or 2 million or whatever it
A
was.
lot of people taking the 500,000.
The Araluen.
Yeah, did we get an update?
I
on
had
him?
a bloke message me say that, mate, when was this? I got a hole in one a year ago on the 14th, playing by myself.
Oh, no.
Left it on red for a while, let him stew.
Oh,
Nah, mate, it was like a week ago. Sorry.
shivers.
Anyway,
Still haven't found that guy?
no,
Okay.
nothing.
You probably wouldn't come clean, I don't think.
Nah, why
No.
would you? No,
I'm hoping his mates come tell me. That's what I was hoping. I wasn't talking to him. I was talking to
You're never
his
going to
mates.
admit that you didn't have a hole in one and
Yeah.
that you kept hitting up on someone.
Yeah,
Not a good look.
Not a horrible look.
So this hypothetical, I come up with it myself.
I like this.
And I'm sure it's out there, but I was trying to fine tune it. And the way that the concept of it is, right? If you were to start your round of golf and you give me $100, right? If you finish,
Sounds like a scam. It sounds like a pyramid scheme.
yeah,
I mean,
but I promise you'll make no. So you give me $100 at the start of your round.
Yep.
And you play. You don't cheat. You're playing with your group of friends, that sort of thing. It's all legit. And if you come back with that same ball, I'll give you 200 in return. So you doubled your money.
Yeah.
Is that something you'd bet on? It's going to come down to the golf course that you play at, I believe.
Yeah, certainly.
So that's why I picked Collier Park.
Yeah.
So you'd play.
Yep,
What's
doing
the
it.
two that we played?
Pines and Island.
Pines and Island. There's water.
Yeah, I'm
No,
doing
that's
it.
lakes.
That's lakes.
Oh, lakes. Sorry. Well, then the lakes. That would make more
Yeah,
sense.
it makes a
The
lot of
lakes.
sense. I think I'm doing it.
You're
Yeah,
doing
I'll
it?
do it, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm taking it on. And yeah, because like what I would have to do is I would be obviously very cautious on the water sections. I would be pretty cowardly and aim away from the water.
Can lose it in that bush, and you get the snappies, and there's that par 5 that goes down on the lake side.
You would see some amazing 6 irons off the tee, I reckon, just to take
I'd
that $200
go
home.
for it. I'd go for everything.
Well, yeah, that's a given with you.
But I would spend my full 3 minutes and I would get everyone to help look.
Yeah.
So-
yeah, like you're not allowed to. You can't cheat. Like
I'm not going to cheat and
everything's
spend 10
within-
minutes. It's
yeah.
like, boys, drop tools down. You're helping me look here.
Yep.
So I think I'd do it.
How do you fine tune that hypothetical to make it so it's like you're on the fence whether you want to do it or not?
Make it like you give me I'll give you $1,000.
Yep.
Or so
Stop
it's
I
so
mean,
I reckon it's something like all right. So you just get $200.
Mhm.
You can either opt in or opt out. Opt out is actually no, you're not. Why would you give me $200? It's opt out is nothing. You just don't play. Or I give you $1,000, and if I keep the same ball, I get 10,000 or something like that.
Oh, big bets.
Big. You make this because raise the stakes makes it more.
Yeah,
you
true.
jittery a little
I'm
bit more.
hitting bloody pitching wedge off the tee then.
Yeah, that's the thing. Then it'd have to be
But then
like,
you have to have it under, like you have to have a performance indicator. It has to
Oh,
be under a
come
certain
yeah,
score.
I like that. It's like you can't go.
You have to have more than 30 points.
like a 75 net or something. Or like a 76 net or better.
I reckon you got to have above 32 points.
Yeah. Oh, now it's getting interesting.
Yeah, now we're talking. I like that.
Mm,
I'd do it.
same.
I'm
sort of
taking it
half
on.
keen, yeah.
I'm taking it on.
Put 10 grand up.
We'll get wait until we get a sponsor. They can put it up.
Yeah.
What else we got on that? We got because you had some show notes.
Yeah, I
Did you bring show notes in this?
Nah.
year? Yeah, I like this.
I was going to talk about.
Yeah,
I
what did you
listened to it was a podcast with Mick Malloy talking about John Daly's life.
Oh,
Absolutely glued to it. It was that bloke. His life is so much wilder than you probably realise.
yeah.
What did I remember from it? His mum and dad left him and his brother alone for months on end when they were about 13.
What?
Just left him in the house, and they threw massive parties that all the college kids came, and he was drinking, and he had a massive punch up with another pro in a clubhouse during a PGA event. Said something about his mum, and then the dad comes in and punched him in the back of the head and had a
Wow.
massive brawl.
Wow.
He basically won most of his tournaments drunk
Yeah.
because
I
he
do.
wins one of them and says something like, "This is the first time I've won a tournament sober." He was out till like 5 a.m. and then going straight to the tee and
Yeah,
saying
I've
that he
heard
sort
those
of sobered
stories.
up by the 14th. But he,
Would play better golf drunk.
So
Yeah.
recommend listening to it. Mick Malloy, did you say?
Mick Malloy's podcast,
he
right
d-
after you've listened to this one and subscribed, you
Yeah.
would go and just
Is John
quickly
Daly-
skim through it.
Is
pretty
John
quickly.
Daly on the podcast?
Nah, it's just, I think he wrote an autobiography and there's a guy telling Mick about it. And Mick's obviously just reacting
So
the way everyone else is reacting.
yeah, there's a really good interview with I think his name's Graham Bessinger or something. He's an American sports journalist, I
Yeah.
think, and he does this interview with him, and it goes for half an hour, and that is gripping as well. He's sitting there talking about like it's the same thing, but he goes into a bit more. He's like talking about his gambling and like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'd go and play blackjack for probably 50 million or something. I'm like, whoa, what?
Lost so many sponsorships, but then
Yeah.
all the contracts for sponsors included paying off debts.
Yeah,
Like it's like you're using Callaway and we have to pay off this casino,
yeah,
Wow.
your gambling debt.
crazy. He's just lived a crazy life.
Yeah, I want to listen to that.
It's, yeah,
I might
very
go
good.
and give it a listen after I've subscribed to this already.
That's your homework.
twice.
You got a busy week, boys.
Yeah, very busy week.
So the several days of laying on my back and doing nothing in pain, I chucked on, and I highly recommend to anyone, and talking about scrapping for a win. The Ultimate Scrap Fest is one of the first majors I've watched. Jordan Spieth winning the 2017 Open at Royal.
Is that where he hits it onto the
Yep.
wrong and they have to move trucks and
Yep. So
Oh, I know
he
that one, yeah.
basically, I was trying to find the stats, couldn't find them anywhere. Used ChatGPT, used Google, tried finding the stats of like his fairways hit, greens in reg, putts, all that sort of stuff.
You probably could have done it yourself if you watched the replay.
Well, I could have, but
One.
also, yeah. Brain wasn't functioning enough
Yeah,
to
no,
take
that's
down stats. But yeah, so one of the shots, I think it must be something around hole 13, 14, pushes his drive right. He's up on the hill. You literally can't even stand on this hill. It's links course, can't even stand, so he has to take an unplayable. Takes the unplayable between a set of trucks, which is like the Titleist tailor-made trucks.
Yeah, that's what I've seen,
Then can't physically take it, so then he gets free relief, goes and hits from the drive range. That round is one of the most impressive rounds of golf anybody will ever watch ever.
Yep.
And like, he just doesn't hit a fairway. He starts off like 4 bogeys after 5, loses the lead, had like a 4-shot lead in the final day, and then
Comes back and gets it done.
spoiler alert, he wins.
Yeah, dirt. You haven't watched it 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
you'd be
Just-
exhausted, wouldn't you?
Oh,
Yeah,
It's me
And
every-
so he
me
played
every
with
scrapping.
Matt Kuchar, and it's Matt Kuchar, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not well liked, that bloke.
Yeah, he sort of fell off the rails heaps, hey?
A caddy incident. Keep going.
Okay. No, I'm sort of keen on that now.
Didn't pay his caddy enough.
Really? That's why there was
What a dog.
someone like DeChambeau gave him like a nudge and said like, "Oh, we playing for money," and there was like a big blow up in the media. That's what that was about. Okay.
He paid the guy what he thought was life changing in his currency rather than what he should have made.
Oh,
Yeah. It's like, here's $200, so that's a lot for you. Whereas it's like, no, you won a tournament, you owe me.
Yeah,
like
10% of it.
10%.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, what a dog.
Okay. So it took them like something like 21 minutes to play that one hole.
Oh.
Yeah, and Cooch went fairway, 15 feet, and then I think 3 jabbed.
Oh.
It was, and it really upset him. And then, I think Spieth was just being typical Spieth, just over-exaggerating everything, whatever. But then I seen him. It's actually pretty cool, like watching the old televised footage of it. They're signing for their cards, and you can hear Spieth and Cooch talking about that hole, and it's essentially just like this chat.
Yeah.
Like they're talking about like a round of golf, but it's like 2 of the best golfers in the world.
In the world, just having a
talking
yarn
about
it.
and I couldn't even get my club to it, so I was like, I had to take it unplayable. And then he's explaining like how he took the unplayable, because the whole time, like, Cooch is on the other side of this mound, couldn't even see where him, the ball, or anybody was. So he's just in the fairway, like, what's even happening?
What's going on?
Yeah. But that round, the whole final round, I'm sure most things are YouTube. Watch the whole thing, goes for like 4.5 hours. Unreal.
Oh, yeah.
I watched a clip, speaking of unplayable, I watched a clip and it was a tiger somewhere. It would have been in a desert sort of thing. And it was his ball was in front of this massive rock. And he was just like, called the official over. Is that a loose impediment? He goes, yeah. So he called like 20 blokes over to move this thing. Thought that was quite funny. I had one, not a hypothetical. I had a question. After watching the golf on the weekend, you notice it a lot, but especially in America, they just will scream after someone's hit a tee shot and just scream all sorts of wild stuff. My question to you guys is, if you were there and you'd had 6 beers,
Already know my answer.
what are you screaming off? So like someone's hit a big drive, it's just a bomb. What's your go-to? What are you screaming?
So the best call I've ever heard was when I hit a 325-meter drive at the 17th at Yokohama when the Blitz event was on. Someone yelled out, "Applesauce!" And still to this day, applesauce. I don't know if it's in reference to something or could be, but to me, that's top 5 moment of my life.
Give me back my son.
Yeah, that's the best.
Give me back my. You just hear them all. Light the candle.
Yeah.
Mashed potato.
Mashed potato. Baba booey. There's heaps.
Release the glutes.
I heard the "Give Me Back My Son" one on the weekend.
Yeah, because
that's hilarious. I think that's my favourite.
the best one.
Give me back my son.
But yeah, the way he even says it, like, "Give me back my son," like angrily.
I'm thinking, like, at what point, how many beers would you
It should be bleeding everywhere.
Yeah.
and how many drinks would you need to have to like confidently yell that at a major?
Oh, 2 mid-strengths.
Yeah. A couple of, what it calls lights, so they
Oh,
drink?
yeah, I'm into it straight away, mate.
Yeah.
I think it's almost at the point now, like, I feel like with those American crowds, it's like, it's just a part of the culture.
Yeah, they do. They do love it.
Which is one thing after watching the Open, the one in 2017, and any Open, the respect that the crowd has not to do that.
In
like
in England as opposed to
that was part of Spieth's thank you afterwards, like when he's talking to everybody, thanking everybody, he says like, you're the most the word I think he said, you're the most educated golf crowd in golf, and us as players appreciate you for that.
Yeah, okay.
It's like
as opposed to just
I've
the
got a
Yanks going
hypothetical.
bananas.
It just made me think of one. We've argued about this numerous times. I already know what the actual answer is.
Oh, this is going to annoy me.
Going to the Masters for 4 rounds or going to the Ryder Cup in Europe?
Ryder Cup in Europe.
Correct.
Ryder Cup in Europe.
What
Absolutely.
did I say?
Masters.
Yeah, I think I'd prefer Masters.
I'm a Ryder Cup in Europe guy. The Ryder Cup is like the Masters is amazing, and I'd love to go there. But like seeing a Ryder Cup in Europe, the energy would just be buzzing.
Every day.
Yeah, it'd be so cool.
But isn't
and like you're seeing individual matches, and it's not like the whole thing. You get to see this, you get to see the match play, you get to see the 2 ball. It's like
absolutely,
I'd be Ryder Cup.
I know, but like, is this like So none of us have been to any of them?
No. But you can only go to one.
Ever in my life. Ever.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that changes everything up because I know
like jump ship. Look at that.
I'll double down. Masters.
I got him.
Yeah.
Really,
I call
man.
myself Marlon.
You can't.
Give me back my son.
Oh, it just split a stitch. I can taste blood, honestly. Oh, it's hurting. Don't make me laugh.
Yeah,
I wish I was
I'd agree.
miserable like I normally am on this podcast.
I'd be Ryder Cup, I think. I think that'd be Ryder
the
Cup.
Masters, like even on TV, first day, awesome.
Yeah.
Could miss 2 days, rewatch it.
Watch the last
You
day.
don't miss
You
a day
have
of
to
the
watch
Ryder Cup.
every day of the Ryder Cup. Agree.
The whole like Viking clap.
It's just so cool.
Like,
It's incredible.
yeah.
It's in America next year, is it?
I would Europe
Europe
over-
over
Yeah,
America. I
Europe,
agree.
100%.
I agree.
I
Yankees
feel like-
think they've got it on lock.
Because when you even though in Europe it's a European dominated crowd, I just feel like if you're in America, it's just it's like an American dominated crowd, and it's like tenfold of what it would feel like. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. If anyone have you guys got anything else to bring up?
No,
We got
I'm
this
happy
stuff.
with that. That
Yeah,
went well.
that was good. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I'm glad I can still taste blood, mate. So
Yeah.
I'm stoked. No, I haven't. Nah, I got nothing. Just some boring stuff like if you're going to pick a destination to go and play golf for 4 days and stuff. But we'll get back to that.
We'll get
another
that's
time.
yeah. We've got so to finish it off. We're going to go. We've had some email submissions. So I am the arbitrator for email submissions and audio submissions. So if you send them in, I will get it. I'm going to have to read them and I'm going to have to listen to them. So make them good. I'm then going to pick a few. I've picked 4. I've got 4 emails to read out here that we're going to talk through. So we'll just get to these. So first one is from Jamie Adamson. Jamie, boys, love the content. How often should you get a lesson if you're working on your game? Context, been golfing for 2 years, never been below a 15 handicap, practice 3 times a week and play once a fortnight. First things first, Jamie, I don't think you're practicing properly. If you've been going for 2 years, practicing 3 times a week, and you're at a 15, can't be
that's
practicing
a big
properly.
red flag.
So I will divert this to the golf professional, teaching pro. How often should you get a lesson if you're working on your game?
Well, I think that you should.
I've never.
Sorry, Chopper.
I haven't had a lesson,
I
I haven't had a lesson in about 8 years, but keep going.
If you're able to commit to that much time to practice and play, I would be you'd get a lesson. I normally say to people, get a lesson, go and have 2 games.
Yep.
Then from that, you will have a bit of feedback to give back to me. Don't have a lesson and 3 days later have another lesson. You need that to sink in. You need to go work on it. Yep. You need to go play, see what happens, come back with that info. Yep. Everyone's different. There's no like set amount of lessons you should get. You got some people that you're like, oh mate, let's try again. Let's do this again tomorrow. Yep. That was a bit of a struggle. And you got other people like, mate,
One
go
lesson's
away for a
all
month.
I need.
Like go away for a month and see how that goes. And it's like a doctor. I say to people, don't come to me when you're playing well. Like I'm not here. I'm here when you're just like absolutely horrendous and you're trying to get out of a funk. Everyone's different. I think the way he needs to learn how to practice differently or more efficiently.
Yeah,
So if
clearly.
you get a lesson, then from the lesson also ask some good drills that he can work on, and that's when he'll probably see an improvement.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you. There you go, Jamie. You have that. Oliver Garn or Gain. Cyril Garn. He's a UFC guy. But anyway, Oliver. Hey, boys. I have to say this. So this is an email submission. I have to say this, and I'm not putting it in there. Hey, boys. Fucking love the show. Bracket swear jar. So he's Ollie. You owe us a
Ollie,
dollar.
chuck a buck in there, please, mate.
First golfing podcast I've found I can listen to. A few stories lately on the show about getting hit up on, so I thought I'd share one of mine from about 20 years ago. Happy with that. We were playing in the UK. We'd been getting hit up on every hole until one finally came straight past me in the middle of the fairway. I teed it back up, aimed it straight back at them, and hit a driver that went over their heads and rattled off the tree behind them. They stayed a few holes back after that. I was dressed like a cross between Ian Poulter and Y.E. Yang with the blue tartan pants and an orange visor, so I assumed they thought there was something clearly wrong with me and stayed away. Probably wouldn't recommend it, but it felt pretty good at the time. What's the stupidest thing you guys have seen or done on the course?
That's brilliant. I love.
That's bold.
Orange visor too.
Yeah, the orange visor I respect. I respect that.
Was it you? Someone told me when someone hits up on you like that, you go through like a 3-process warning.
Yeah.
One of the steps or one of the processes was to literally put their ball on a tee. So when they walk up to their ball, it's on a tee. They'd immediately be going, oh, they've seen my ball, whatever. Yeah. And then the next step, that's obviously step 2, and then step 3 is you hit the ball. So it's like you're just giving them these warnings that
I would embed it.
Yeah, I would step on it.
I'd step on
I've
it
stepped
because
on balls before they've come at me. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. I would embed it. Yeah, that's what I would do. Or I would put it in a divot if that was probably me. What's the stupidest I've seen? So my dad, I didn't do this. My old man did this. Was playing with a guy, Alex Ishenko, who is 6'6", massive, and had this old wood, like an Edward wood, this really old little wood, and he was massive. Would bend over, he'd crane his back, and he just had it for 30 years and had never gotten rid of it. And could not hit it made one eagle, like hold out with this thing 30 years ago and just kept it. And they were playing with this, and Dad for years had been like, mate, you have to get rid of this stupid thing. Like, what on earth are you doing? He's like, no, it's mine, I'm having it. Anyway, stepped up to this par 4. There was a lake, it bent around on the left. He topped this thing, and Dad just goes, Russian, let me have a look at that thing, mate. And there you go, Sticks. And just go, oh, yeah, beautiful. Just hoiked it into the middle of the lake. Oh. Got rid of it. I'll buy you a new one, mate. You're not using that thing anymore.
Wow, that's bold.
Yeah. So that's the funniest thing, one of the funniest things I've ever seen on a golf course. Just hooked it straight into the drink.
You done anything stupid?
No, I'm bloody spot on.
Neither. I've had this question before, and I feel like I'm not boring on a course, but like I like just playing to the rules and not upsetting anybody.
Yeah, fair enough.
I've had taken some juniors out for a lesson and put them on the cart and turned a corner pretty quickly, and you got one less junior. That's probably the only thing.
I think one of the most oldest tricks that you can play on someone, and it's just still funny every single time.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
Turning the clubs upside down.
I thought you were going to say unhooking the strap so that they take off. And
that's also a good one.
I've heard some absolute brutal stories from Wembley staff back 10, 15 years ago where some things I can't even say what they used to do. But if you tampered with someone's clubs, it would then escalate. And one of the stories was one of the boys grabbed all these irons and took the head off the 3-iron, put it on the sandwich shaft. Oh. He's a trainee that's then having to go out on a Monday and play and keep an average and to pass. He's pulling out his sandwich. It's got the 3-iron shaft in it.
Wow. we used to do that stuff in the butcher shop.
It's pretty funny.
So you weren't.
Butcher chat
in the shop. It's they're very strict rules that you don't muck around with anyone's food or drink or their knives. You just don't touch someone else's knives.
Why would you?
Yeah, exactly right.
Leave a man's knives.
So if you did, all hell broke loose and everything was off the table. You could do whatever you wanted.
With knives.
One of the best. Yes, one of the best ones I seen was one of the other apprentices got one of the manager's knives, put him in a 5-litre bucket of water, upside down, so pointy side up, filled the bucket with water, put the bucket in the freezer overnight. So then the next day he comes to work and he's just knives out of the ice, handles in the ice, and just had to let it defrost for an hour.
That's good.
Yeah.
How did we go to talking about frozen knives? Anyway, Ollie, that's an answer to your question, mate. Frozen knives in the butcher shop.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't do it. All right. Ash Abbott.
Hope you learned something from that, Ollie. Yeah.
We got 2 more. So we got a couple of videos to go along with these 2. Jaden, have we got those? Up and ready. Oh, so locked in.
I see. This is where we'd push and say, if you are listening, jump on the YouTube.
Yeah, jump on the YouTube. Jump on the YouTube. Have a look at this. Ash Abbott. Hey, boys. I listen to your podcast every week and I'm loving it. Thanks, Ash. You've had 7 weeks now. I think maybe 8.5. I'm not sure. I'm loving it. I recently dropped from a 20 handicap to a 17.1 after having 46 points with my dad on his birthday. Well done. Oh, no. Sending my swing for any tips from, potentially, your only female listener. Hey! Well done, Ash. Get around.
What's her name? Ash.
Ash Abbott, yeah. So she is obviously a female.
We got way too excited about that.
Yeah, I feel like in our percentage graphic that you can see, it's 99.7% male. I don't know how they track that. But Ash Abbott is one of our multitude of female listeners. Lefty too.
Lefty,
oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow. You are not, Ash, you are not off 20.
That's a great
swing. Looks better than mine.
Yeah,
that's the follow
you
through.
Just go practice your short game because it's not your golf swing that's causing this handicap. Long.
Look at the hip movement. Obviously we don't want to do okay, whatever. Turn of the hips, the rotation, that's a smooth looking golf swing.
Probably a little bit too far away from the ball, but
okay, here we go.
Yeah,
Ron. All right, Ron.
No.
I mean, I guess you are the teaching pro. So she's asked. She's asked. Yeah, so say that again. Yeah, she has asked.
Inside 100. Yeah, go inside 100 and work on your game.
Yeah,
because that golf swing is going to go. That with a driver for ladies tee.
Big fan of tracky dacks at night time range as well.
That looks far better than mine. I'll tell you who has actually a sensational looking golf swing that I watched on Max Homer. His golf swing just looks. It doesn't move. He drove it on the short par 4, and it went it was half a foot from going in for eagle. I'm just going to ignore that.
Yeah, we both did.
Yeah, we both ignored that.
Spew off a bit.
Yeah, he nearly holed out for eagle from the tee. Anyway, Ash, that's a beautiful swing and far better than Joel's.
All right.
From Will Culnane. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry, Will, if it isn't, and I don't mind. Bunker help from Hammer. Okay. My good mate, Griever, seems to get stuck in the sand for hours on end. I'm a bag average golfer myself, playing off 25, so I'm reluctant to offer any advice for fear of sending him backwards. We spoke about this last week. Don't give advice if you're no good. Griever would love some tips from yourself to spend less time at the beach and more time on the green stuff.
I feel like this is a setup at me. I really do. Oh, it's not good.
Oh, no, that can't be a real swing.
No, that's not real. He's taking the mickey here.
Some like golf's not for everyone.
That is
You know what? I reckon I could give him a lesson here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
Like swing it back.
Do you want me to tip
Yeah,
it?
tell you
Okay.
what to do.
You want to put it
Don't stop.
it's perfectly in his stance.
Is it?
Yep. You want me to give the lesson or not?
Okay, you give the lesson. Then I'll give a lesson. And
Perfectly in your stance. You want to crouch down a little bit, get your bum a little bit closer to the ground. Hands lower as well.
Yep.
Happy with the shoulder tilt.
Good.
And can you play that again, Jaden, just so I can know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you got to get it back like a real John Daly type swing. Get it right back, and then just moose it as hard as you can, and at least get the club out of the sand. You know what? That's annoyed me. That.
All right, so that's your breakdown. So he's in a perfect stance. Apparently, here's my breakdown. Open yourself up a bit more. Open the club face up a bit more.
That's what I was going to say.
Get lower, as Joel said. Spread your legs and get a bit of knee bend and swing through the ball. Don't just stop in the sand. You can't. Oh, this can't be.
That's
real.
a wind up. That's 100%
You have
a
to
wind
be a
up.
wind up. Well, if that's real, Griever, is that Damon Graves? It could be Damon Graves. Now that I'm looking at it, that Griever makes sense that that's Damon Graves.
I know it's not Dan Greaves.
Damon Graves
Yeah,
is
that's not Dan Graves.
Oh yeah, that's Griever, the king.
Is it?
There you go. Oh, I know this guy. One of the all-time greats.
I don't know if you say that out loud. After
Damon
watching that
Graves
bunker
is
shot.
he's punting for Colorado, the Buffaloes, over
wow.
in America at the college with Coach Prime is the dude's name. So don't show Coach Prime, mate, because you'll be on the bench. That is a horrible swing, Griever. That can't be you.
Yeah, pull your head in.
Have a go
What's
at
his
it.
what's real swing tips for Griever?
Oh, he's just got to you got to take a big backswing follow through to actually see what's going on. There's not enough there to actually.
Yeah,
That's an indoor cricket shot.
that's horrible, mate. You're better than that. Stick to punting. Righto, that's all the video tips. I can't believe I didn't put two and two together there. Anyway, look at him. The king. Okay, so that was all the video and email submissions we've got. Then I got on to audio submissions.
Oh.
And there were lots of these. And a lot of them, as I said before, were having a go at you. I don't know if all your mates have.
That's fine. I'm happy to be the
So
the
I've
grunt of that.
submitted, I think I've got 5. Jaden, have I got 5? Yep. I've got 5. So we're going to finish on this. We'll have a little discussion after everyone, but just earphones in and roll the tape.
Hi, Joel. My favourite dinner's Dino Nugget.
No, he's winding me up.
My daddy said you lay up on par 4s. Is this true?
Is that Peps?
Thank you.
That's Peps.
Yeah.
That's one of my good mates.
Okay. So he does like Dino Nuggets.
Yeah, he's wound me up there.
Do you lay up on par 4s?
Mate, there's one par 4, right? It's at Kwinana. It's the 4th hole. It's like 268 metres or something.
Yeah.
I can't get there. If the wind's blowing a heap, I could almost maybe try and get one there.
368 metres.
268 metres.
yeah.
Right. So I did the tests. I actually put the science to it. I played 10 with driver, 10 with iron. I had the exact same result every single time.
So take the driver.
Yes, but
Oh, no.
I also can't chip, right? So,
But you've had the same score.
yeah, I know. But I know that if I'm 110 metres out after taking 5 iron off the tee, that I've birdied it. I want to do the test again, right?
You just
No, because my game's improved, right? I've birdied it.
Okay.
In the last 10 times I've played it, I reckon I've birdied it 5 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's good then. We'll
Yeah.
keep doing what you're doing.
And I don't think I've had worse than bogey.
Okay. Well, then, yeah, that's probably. I'd still probably take check.
Because the
Yeah, you'd hit driver, even if you don't get it, when you chip out with the driver, you're only going to be around the green.
Yeah, you'll be better off for the
Rather
time.
than if you bugger up the layup, you chip out, you still got 120 to go.
So the worst I've buggered it up is I took a 4 iron and I top sculled it and it went and I still had 187 metres in, kept the 4 iron in my hand, walked up, put it to 3 foot, dropped the putt.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, bang. I know.
Take a driver. Jaden, what do we got next? Actually, sorry, before you go on to the next, I did have, there was another few about you. I don't know how many more about you in this.
God.
I heard Koshi's submission of you at the range stealing his good balls. That was quite funny. He was not happy with that.
Yeah, I know.
The big fella was not happy. Separating his good balls and his bad balls on the range. He separated the good balls so that he could drive with them later on.
And you took him?
And you just walked over to having a chat with him and just pitching all his good nurries.
Good. Yep.
Not happy. Play on. Sorry, Koshy. Oh, yeah, Joel, sorry. He's got his... Stop laughing. Right, next.
Morning, fellas. I've got a question for you in regards to hole-in-ones and par threes. I've got a mate of mine that has hit his ball in the drink at the signature hole at Araluen. He's re-teed for par, knocked it in the hole. And obviously on the scorecard, that's going to reflect a 3, right? He's made a par. But he's technically still holed out from the tee box. So do you call that a 3 on the scorecard? And to your mates, do you claim it as a hole-in-one to your mates? Where do you sit with that matter? I want to give him the hole-in-one. I say, mate, it's a 3 on the scorecard, but it's a hole-in-one in the story. So where do you boys sit with that?
That's
Cheers.
a 3 for 2.
That's the best par he's ever
That's the
had.
best par
It's
you'll
a
ever
great
going to have.
par.
Yep.
High fives.
Yeah.
Unbelievable story.
Yep.
Par.
You can't claim it. As devastating as that is, you can't claim that. Was it Fred Couples or Ernie Els that did it at the
Players.
Players? I think it was, I want to
And
say.
the fact that he doesn't get, he
I want to
holds it
say
and he
Fred
just
Couples.
goes,
I've had a par.
par.
Yeah,
That's a good par. That's a good hole in one though.
Great.
That hole.
Yeah,
What a place to do it.
It would have been a great hole in one. It was a good par.
It was a great
par.
great par.
Yeah. And it almost just adds to the story, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I agree.
Yeah.
Adds to the story. But you still go to your deathbed. Like internally, you'd be like, piss off, I've had a hole in one. But
I don't think it's immediately, you wouldn't even slightly go, it was a hole in one. You've just had a really good par.
Yeah.
I would be kicking myself because I would say to myself, my internal talk would be, what am I doing? I know that's a hole in one, but I know it's not at the same time. You're just like, what am I doing?
Best provisional you've ever hit.
Best provisional ever. Righto, next.
New golfer here playing for about 5 months and playing off 24. What's the best drills to do to get better?
I feel like that was directed at you, Ron.
I thought that was an ad or something playing. Like music
someone's
or
out of the
something.
back. 24 handicapper, new golfer, best drills to get started.
I did a video like 3 years ago when we were first starting, and it was do you remember that chipping drill? You get 3 balls. So you got 45 minutes. You take your sand wedge, your pitching wedge, and your putter down to a chipping green. You start with a chip and run. You have to chip all 3 balls up. You have to hole the putts. If you don't hole the putts, you come back, and you don't move on to the next station until you've done it. So one station can be a pitching wedge chip and run. The next one can be a sand wedge like over a bunker to a hole, and then the last one can be maybe a bunker shot. And if you passed all those, your short game's in a pretty good place.
So you have to go up and down
3 in a row.
3 in a row.
You chip, putt, make, miss, go all 3, come back.
That's a great
so it puts you
drill.
under pressure. Too many people stand on a chipping green and just put like 100 balls and just flub, good one, flub. There's no consequence.
Because the whole idea of chipping is to get close enough to putt. So that checks out.
And when I've done it with people, it's funny how, like, even if they're not the best chippers, as soon as you put that game in front of them, they're only accepting shots that are within tap-in range.
Yeah.
Whereas they were happy to put it on the green or within 10 foot, but once there's like a stipulation that you have to hole it, they want tap-in. So all of a sudden they like think about where to land it. It's just you're going to get 45 minutes of the best practice over what you would have done just standing here thrashing balls and thinking you're getting better.
And as a newly starting golfer, that's where you make your money.
Oh, yeah.
I've asked a couple of pros this, like I'm an 18 handicapper, just can't get better. What do I do?
Yep.
And every single one of them said, short game. Just sort your short game.
That checks out.
Yep.
Short game's boring to practice. So that's why that game would make
Little
it.
game makes
You're
it more
45 minutes. You've got a record. Like I've done 4 stations. And actually, one of them was a 3 up and downs out of a bunker. Like and going to give yourself 45 minutes because you can probably just switch on for that long. But that's like a game to test you out. And you'll know if you're getting better. First week, I only got 1 station. Now by week 3, I'm getting through 4. And that should reflect in your scores as well.
Yeah, nice. Well done. Thank you. There you go. I can't remember who the name of that guy was. But anyway, next.
Hey there, fellas. Jacob from Victoria here. Look, I'm just after a bit of relationship advice, I guess. I recently signed up to a new golf club. Been there for about 3 or 4 weeks now. Signed up by myself, Lone Ranger. So I guess you could say I'm in the business of making friends. Now, my question is, what has to happen out there on the golf course for you to feel comfortable giving a bloke your number? Do I have to know the name of the wife, kids and dog? Do we have to share some sort of spiritual experience together that'll tie us to the end of time?
what has to happen between the four walls for you to think after 4.5 hours, yeah, I am going to give this guy my number and we will play golf together again sometime soon?
question.
It is.
Yeah, interested to hear your thoughts as a golfer who's struggling in his athletic love life. All right, take it easy, fellas. Cheers.
That's an exceptionally good question.
Because it's something like I've probably never thought that question, but I'm sorry, I've never said it out loud, but I've probably
You've thought that question before. It's like moving to a new school and you're like, oh, I got no mates. What do I do? I got to go and sell my lunch.
I know.
Try and give someone my lunch money.
Yeah. For me personally,
Make a friend.
It's not even the round of golf. It's like after you have a beer, start chatting, and then it's like probably even less about golf because even on a golf course, like it's just like the age-old thing about like you go home, your missus will say, oh, how's X, blah, 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 whoever you play with, and you're like, oh, yeah, they're good.
Yeah.
They're just split up with their missus. Oh, what over? Oh, I don't know.
Don't actually know. Yeah.
We're all the same. You put us all in a bucket. We're all the exact same.
Yeah.
It's when you're having a beer afterwards, and then that's probably when you're going to find out more about them and, you know, what their job is and what they do and that kind of thing. Having a beer, having a chat. What are you doing next week, mate? You've had a couple of beers. You sort of, you know, whatever. Just what's your number? I'll put you down next week in our group. That's it.
So I think I signed up at Cottesloe as a solo member. Well, I had Wade was there as a mate, but like I've then the number one thing you got to do is you just got to put your name down in groups.
Yeah,
you just have to get like you can't. You just if you see a 3-ball on the times, maybe not a 3-ball because they might be holding out for someone else. But like if you see a 2, put your name down as a 3rd. Wait until the morning of. If someone's pulled out, you jump in there, and then it's the same thing. Like if you're playing 18 holes of golf. You're not really getting heaps of chat in that round because usually you're off looking for a ball or you're at the tee box and you're waiting, you're going to be quiet. So it's the aftermatch. You have to go and have a drink with them and you got to vibe that bloke out. If you say, I'll get the first one, always shout the first round.
That's for everybody, always.
Always shout the first round and thereafter when it's your turn, one of my old man's 13 rules of being a man. And if he doesn't shout your next beer, never see him again. Don't worry about him. He's not the guy for you. Mm-hmm. But it's not necessarily a spiritual connection. You've got to have good enough beer chat.
I think golf, when you play a round of golf or spend 4 hours with someone, and see them under a pressure situation, you find out who they are.
Yeah, I agree.
That's why you can get to know someone very, very quickly over 18 holes of golf. And like you said, and then if you can have a beer and it's still going, then that's your new mate. That's your new golf mate. I think probably to play on a Saturday morning, I reckon I notice the younger blokes play Saturday morning, if that's how old you are. You sound like a young bloke. Play Saturday morning. It seems like that's the more rowdier crew or the funner crew.
Yeah, because they play Saturday morning and then we'll have beers in the clubhouse until presentations.
Yeah. So they want to go back and watch the footy. There might be, that's sort of maybe the crowd you want to be with. But I mean, if you get a game of golf with someone, there's no other better way to find out who they are and if you will be mates with them. So
there's also nothing worse than getting stuck with someone who sucks.
Well, you know that. A game of golf, you find out within 3 holes that they suck.
And you can very quickly be like, I'm never putting my name down with this person again.
Yep.
Like, I've had rounds where I've stepped on this is no word of a lie. I'm not going to say what golf course it was at, but I stepped on the first tee, and as we'd teed off, we were walking up to the fairway, and the first question this guy asked me, having never met me before, was, "What are your thoughts on the political stance in the Middle East at the moment?" And I was like, "What? I'm 24.
No.
I got no view on the political stance in the Middle East, as a matter of fact, and I don't want to really talk about that at all."
No.
So, and then I was basically quiet for 4 hours and never spoke to him again. So that's the best way to do it. We got another one.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag filled up with shit, thrown into the ditch? That's exactly how I fucking feel. 21 over. How good? I don't usually hit 21 over. But as soon as I start playing with other people, I play like shit. My best club, the sand wedge. It didn't help me out today. Duffed them, fucking thinned them. They went absolutely everywhere. Does anyone else know anyone or have the problem where when they play in a group of people, I couldn't even give a fuck how they think I score. I just play like shit. And if I play by myself, I play like, 8 over, 9 over, 10 over. But hey, all I need is a few people to fuck me up.
Jake, can we listen to the start of that again, please?
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag filled up with shit, thrown into the ditch? That's exactly how I fucking feel.
Oh, now that is a fine.
Oh, that is so good. I think what he's talking about is Saturdays.
That's golf right there. That's the guy that's just come off the course.
Feel like a plastic bag filled up with shit thrown into the ditch.
Oh, that is so good.
Oh.
That might be the best one yet.
I'd like some more. So now that we've got that, now that we need more, we've got
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
That was awesome.
filled up with shit. I'd like more song submissions,
Yeah.
please. Put your submissions in the song format. No, to answer his question, what he's talking about is like it's sweet to be good by yourself, but there's no pressure. Just playing under the pressure. The pressure of golf. If you think about it, the most difficult shot in golf is when you either play through someone or someone that is not in your group is on the tee watching. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh,
And there's
man.
no way to fix it.
That's so
Other
funny.
than
Yeah,
quit.
yeah, you can't fix that bad. Like you just got to be able
You
to
just
step
gotta
up in the pressure moments
You
and
just
perform.
gotta quit. Oh
Yeah.
boy. All right, that was another. Well, again, we could speak for 4 hours.
Yeah.
So homework for the week. I've got to watch Tin Cup. Is that what it's
I've
called?
got to watch Caddyshack.
You've got to watch
Yeah,
Caddyshack.
what else did I say?
I don't know.
Oh, the John Daly.
Oh, the John Daly interview.
Daly.
Yep.
Yep.
And you've got to get your mouth right.
Yeah, hopefully next week I've got a tooth.
I'm playing tomorrow as well.
Are you? Where at?
Whaleback. We
That's
are
nice.
shooting a video at Whaleback. We're going to do a
that's right.
series where we actually play public courses.
Yep.
Because it's great playing these amazing places. But
Yeah.
we're going to show off some public tracks and see how we go.
Beautiful.
I forgot about that.
Did you see me bunker shot at Millbrook? Have you seen it?
I
yet?
haven't watched it yet. I haven't got through it
well.
all yet. No. Sorry. I'll get through it next week. Sign up to Patreon.
Play the best shot of my life and you haven't seen it. Best shot of my life.
Oh, sorry. No, actually, now that I have seen, because I saw the short of it. I haven't watched the whole YouTube video.
cheated. Yeah.
I have seen the short of it. Yeah. An exceptionally good golf
It's
shot.
a very good shot.
Yeah, how far that go? Like 200.
240 metres out of a bunker, over
Incredible.
water, with a restaurant to the right that I didn't know about.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's
Idiot.
dangerous.
So we've got our homework, and the homework for the punter.
Homework
is
for the punter is sign up.
Patreon.
Yeah. So, well, there's actually, if you're listening to this, you've got plenty of homework. So, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Instagram, send us a message or a swing video, and then sign up. Throw your keys in the bowl and sign up to be a swinger. $10 a month, less than a pint of Guinness at Kwinana to be a Patreon. To be a patron on Patreon, jump on theswingofit.com.au.